I've been investing now almost to the week for around 6 years. My main portfolio is in trading 2 and 2. Let's have a look over it and go into a few bits that I probably haven't gone over before, just to give you some detail. Okay, so this is where we're looking at now. 149,253, which obviously I'm incredibly pleased with. Over the last one day, I've made a fiver. Oh, it's just gone down by a tenner. All right, I've just lost 15 quid within the space of a second. Markets are open. So down 0.1% in a 50 quid now in a day. Over the course of the last week, we are up 0.6%, which represents £1,000. Tiny changes in a portfolio once you get above a certain threshold make a massive difference. I try not to even pay too much attention to it whatsoever. Over the last month, we are down 0.7%. Year to date, up 0.4%. 3-month view on this now, up 2.5%, which is £3,700. And last year, obviously, we had some pretty good gains. You can see that massive drop there. That's when Trump started messing around with things. What did I do? You can see that deposit. I lumped in at that point. That was the beginning of the financial year. New ISA allowance, so I managed to get in. And the max view now is 85% up. I have said this before, but let's just reiterate. My returns are actually more than that because I have consolidated a number of different ISAs across different providers over the years. So 85% off, even in its own right, obviously is great. But 6 years I've been doing this now and I've probably doubled my money. So I've probably put about 75k in total and I'm up to about 150k. I've got £926 in cash available. Just haven't deployed that yet. I need to get that into the market. In terms of my allocation allowances of ISA allowance for this year, 15,800 gone in, 4,164 remaining. I haven't worked out what I'm going to do with that yet. If I am going to max it out, I've got about, where are we now? 7 weeks until new financial year. So I need to get that done at that point. Let's go over the holdings then. Biggest one as always, and this one has gotten even bigger, is my Invesco FTSE All World, FTWG, the distribution version, just because I like to receive a dividend. It does mean there's a bit more admin involved, but that motivates me and keeps me going. 91,000 nearly in that. 39,000 in the S&P 500. So 17% up in the All World. 35% up in the S&P, just because I changed my All World. I did previously have the Vanguard one, moved it to this. When you do that, some people think that if you move from one fund to another, you lose your gains. You don't. You bank them at the point that you sell that fund. So if you're 10% up, if you put £1,000 in, you end up 10% up, you got 1,100 quid. You sell that, you've banked that 1,100 quid, you put 1,100 quid into a new fund, that's going to show zero gains immediately, but you are still 10% up. You've just banked it and rebought something else. Lloyd's has been doing great. It has pulled back a bit over the last month or so, 6%. That's because we've seen interest rates slightly drop. But when you look at it, 63% over the last 12 months, 63%. I remember COVID days. Does it go back that far? Yeah, it was around 29 pence. I did buy it and sell it at one point. Then I rebought it. It must have been around 2021 time. That has doubled my money into that. Lloyd's also pays, of course, when we scan down, a dividend, 3.24%. Massive business in the UK. All banks in the UK have done really well over the last 12 months because of those interest rates. Legal & General on 4% up. I've got just short of £4,000 in there. That pays a biannual dividend twice a year, and that comes in at 8.17%. So that's a really tasty dividend. Hasn't performed very well, but if you're getting an 8-9% dividend each year, that kind of makes up for it a little bit. Realty income has been done the best it's done for a long time. I've got a small position here, 3,700. That's 3% down. And when you look at the max view on that, which it's automatically gone into, it's all over the gaff. But it pays monthly. It has paid me £13-14 every single month for pretty much 6 years. It's a 5% dividend yield. Aviva is one that I used to hold in Hargreaves Lansdowne. Sold that, banked it, move it across to here. 35% up, probably closer to 100% up in that reality. Unilever, 14-15% up. Now, you did see the stock split if you held this recently with the Magnum Ice division getting segregated out of the Unilever wider business. I've sold that. I've taken the money from that and put it into an All World. There's a hidden one there, which I'm not allowed to talk about, but that is 25% down. And I put £100 into gold at the beginning of the year, just to have a play around with it, to have a bit of exposure into gold. Obviously a massively tiny bit. And I got Virgin Galactic. This portfolio has done me really well over the course of the last few years. By the way, if you do use the link in my bio or promo code Neil, you're going to get a free fractional share just for opening an account and depositing £1. It is one of the best referral schemes that exists. I get a small kickback, of course, as a result as well. So let me show you a couple of other things. So over the course of this month, I got a dividend, one dividend, which is from realty income. But my total dividend income, I don't think I've shown this before for some reason, since I've held Trading 2&2 ISA is £5,400. So £5,400 in dividends that I've received from businesses. Majority of it has come from the old world, has been reinvested back into it. £5,500, which is just phenomenal to me. The other thing I want to show you is the total return, which is £9,500. So because of the businesses that I've held and I've sold, I've made an extra 10 grand nearly on them. So that means that the portfolio is doing incredibly well for me. £150,000. The last year has been phenomenal with a 13% gain. But what I want to show you is when we look on the max view. So I first started a stocks and shares ISA with Trading 2&2 May 2021, immediately into the red. And over the course of 2021, I crept up into the green a little bit. But then in 2022, things went a little bit south. Now what you're seeing is the deposits are going up. That's why the value is going up, but the returns are continuing down over the entire year. I spent the entire year in the red and into 2023. We're in April. We're in May, still in the red. It wasn't until the back end of that year, June time, halfway through, July, that I actually started to go into the green. So I was really aggressively investing over this period for me, putting a lot of money in, and I was buying it cheaper and cheaper and cheaper. I kept on going. I kept on depositing in. I kept on picking up those good bargains. And as a result of that, from there onwards, we've had 2 or 3 years of pretty exceptional gains, and it's stayed in the green the whole time. Now, in order for me to, at 85% up now, find myself in a position where I go back into the red, the market will have to drop by circa 40-50%. If it drops by circa 40-50%, that will be one of the biggest crashes in history. I'm not saying it's not going to happen, but I'm saying my likelihood of dropping into the red now is decreasing as each year goes on. Now, it could happen. We could see a 50% drop. It has happened a couple of times in the past, and it may even be one that lasts for years. But I've got some history now of going through a couple of years where it's in the red. Obviously, I only had 20, between 15 and 20 odd thousand pounds at that point. This now is getting close to my retirement age as well, so I needed to do well. But I do feel confident that I will continue to invest, even if it does drip into down into those levels. Let me show you this. This is Stock Events. It is the app that I use to track my dividends. It's a completely free app. I think you can only have a certain amount of holdings in there, but it is free. It's projecting over the course of 2026, and I'm going to make an additional £2,455 in dividends. So because, you might think, well, that's 50% of the total you've made already. That's because my portfolio has grown to such a level now that I'm probably going to get another 2.5 grand. So if we were to see, for example, some decent growth this year, I have no idea what it's going to be. That's an additional couple of percent on top from dividends, which of course will get reinvested. That's monthly 204 quid daily, £6.73. And it is a yield on my investment at the moment, 1.68%. Now, I did say that I am looking to get some individual positions just to play around with. Haven't put any work into that yet, so for the time being I haven't done that. That's why I have got a little bit of cash on the side, to be honest. I have still got a bit of a gap to make in terms of closing the amount of allowance that I have for my ISA, which is something I need to do. But being at the age I am now, 42, if I don't deposit another £1 into this, typically the market doubles every 7-8 years. By the time I'm 50, if I don't even put a penny in and the market returns continue, it'll be 300k. By the time I'm 57, it'll be 600k. By the time that I'm 63, it'll be 1.2 million. So I'm at a point now where actually the growth, the potential within the portfolio alone is much more than the deposits that I can put into it, which is brilliant. I mean, like I say, I've been doing it 6 years, obsessively putting as much as I can in. It is finally starting to pay some dividends.